Okay, let's get started with Fizzy Surprise. For this experiment, we need an egg carton, food coloring, baking soda, vinegar, a dropper, and a tray. This experiment reminds me a little of what Pete the cat did in his experiment. He mixed up some baking soda and some vinegar, and he got some great volcano action. And we're going to do something similar to that here. We're going to add a little bit of color and just have fun with it. So our very first step is to add just a drop of food coloring to the bottom of our wells. You could get very creative here and mix different colors and come up with a lot of different colors, or just stick with the ones in your food coloring kit, whatever you want to do here. You can just make it a lot of fun. And even if you don't want to do the baking soda and vinegar part, you could just make some colored water and do some color mixing, and that would be fun too. So next I'm just going to cover the food coloring with a little bit of baking soda, just a little bit. As long as the coloring is covered, you don't need that much, just a little spoonful. Just get those all covered up. And if you don't have an egg carton, you could always use a muffin tin or an ice cube tray. Anything that has just little wells that you could use. And I'm going to take my vinegar and I'm going to pour mine in a bowl and use a medicine dropper so I can control how much vinegar is going in at a time. But you could also use a little squirt bottle or a measuring cup, or even just a spoon to spoon your vinegar over your solution. So here we go. We're doing a little bit of chemistry here. We're going to add our vinegar to our wells and see what happens. What do you think might happen? We did a similar experiment to this right before we left school. If you'll remember, Miss Chris used a Ziploc bag, and we had some water in the Ziploc bag, and we added a little bit of vinegar. And then at the last minute, we added just a bit of baking soda, and we zipped it up, and we watched the chemical reaction occur, and we could see the bag filling up with the gas right before our eyes, and the bag even popped. So that was a fun experiment. So let's add our vinegar to our baking soda here, and surprise, we've got some colors. I see red, I see yellow, and I think I see some green up there. We'll keep adding and just be surprised by our colors. And it's lots of fun, of course, to mix the colors and have a surprise color as well. And it makes such a fun fizzing noise. We could even be like Pete the cat in the book and add something else like glitter and see what happens with that. There's all kinds of things you could change and experiment with and just make it your own and have fun. I think if you use a squirt bottle, you might get through it a little faster, and the dropper kind of slows things down and takes our fizzing action a little bit longer. And notice when I've put the first couple of drops of vinegar on the baking soda, we don't see the color right away. It takes a few times. And then surprise, we see what color we end up with. Lots of fun. And we didn't make too big of a mess here. I think if you used more baking soda and vinegar, you might have a bigger mess. But we kept it pretty controlled. I wonder what color this one's going to be. I mixed two colors. See if you can guess what two colors I mixed to get this beautiful orange. What two colors make orange? If you said yellow and red, you're right. Yellow and red make orange. Okay, let's move on to our next experiment, which is a jumping rainbow. This is one of my favorites. For this, we'll need clear cups, food coloring, water, paper towels, and most importantly, patience. This took a little longer than I thought it might, and I think the variables could change your results. If you use a different brand of paper towels, that could change your results. The size of your containers, how much water you use, all those things could probably change your results. So I had to wait overnight to see the results that I got. So it did require some patience, but this was one of my favorites just because it's so pretty. And when you fold the paper towel and place it in between the glasses, you leave an empty glass in between your colored water glasses. And overnight, what happened? That water creeped and crawled up my paper towel and into the next glass. And the two colors joined together and made new colors. So my red and my yellow made orange. My green and my blue made a beautiful teal. That was a lot of fun. Let's move on to the next one, which is magic pictures. We'll need paper towels, markers, a shallow tub of water, and a Sharpie marker. So on this one, I just did a little tree, and I used the Sharpie marker to draw a picture on the outside of the paper towel. And on the inside, I filled in the color. So when I dropped the paper towel into a shallow tub of water, it magically colors. It was so much fun. You could do so many different pictures with this. And the reason I used a Sharpie on the outline of the picture was because the Sharpie tends not to run so quickly. So I just draw the outline. On this one, we'll do a lovely little flower. We'll draw a stem and add some petals. And just work your way around your flower. And I'm going to add the center of the flower. And I think it's best on these to keep them pretty simple. The more colors you have, it might run together more. And the fewer colors you have, it might pop a little more. So after you've got the outline drawn, you open up your folded paper towel. And then you're going to fill in with color. And I just use Crayola markers. You can use the washable ones or the regular ones. Either one works fine, I believe. And I'm just going to fill in my leaves here with some green. And I wonder what color I should make my flower. I have lots of flowers in my yard. I think the bright, pretty reds and pinks are my favorite. So I'm going to make the middle yellow. And then I'm going to fill in my petals with some red, just like some pretty roses or maybe some hot pink azaleas. Or you could do pink for cherry blossoms. All kinds of options here, whatever color is your favorite. There's so many ideas for pictures. You could do your favorite animal. You could draw a sun. So many ideas here. Okay, so let's close our magic picture up. And here comes the magic. There's our shallow tub of water. And here we go. Are you ready? Ta-da! Magic flower. Beautiful. Okay, the next experiment that I did was with oobleck. And that's based on a book by Dr. Seuss. And my son, who's 13, he requested oobleck. So that's why I chose this one. We used cornstarch, 2 parts cornstarch to 1 part water. And optional, you could use food coloring. And we mix it all together in a bowl. And the stuff is so fun. It's so neat. It's like a solid and a liquid at the same time. It's really fun to play with. My son was punching it there. It felt hard. And you can pick it up almost like a solid. But then when you hold your hand still, it starts to ooze through your fingers. So it's just the neatest stuff. And we kept it around all day and replenished it with more water. And you can just play with it all day. The next thing we've got is an optical illusion. So I used some white cardboard markers, pencil, and tape. And the white cardboard I used was actually the the cardboard that was holding a multi-pack of soaps. So you can just use what you have, and you tape a pencil to the back of the cardboard and you get 2 pictures and you put them together, tape them together really good. And if you do a picture that's an outline and then something else that goes inside, like this fishbowl and this fish, and you spin your pencil really fast, it looks like the 2 pictures are together because your brain is still processing one picture when you see the second picture, and your brain doesn't go as fast as you're moving the picture, so you're seeing one image when really it's 2. Can you tell what this one says? This is my special message to all of you. I miss you guys and I love you. I hope you guys enjoyed these experiments and you have some fun of your own. Maybe you make up your own experiment. Have a great week. See you next time.